Hi guys and welcome to my Bajerski YouTube channel. What a beautiful evening it is. Um, I've just had some, I'll just show you, shall I? I've just had some watermelon. Very good when it's a hot day, really good for your body. Apparently it also acts as, for some reason, a great sunblock for the rays, but find out about that, research it first. I could be wrong. Okay guys, where we're going to start. This is going to be, it's probably going to throw a lot of people all over the place. And a lot of you think that now that I'm a kind of just a self-help speaker, but a lot of you don't know that I've spent the past decade working in a little room and people from all over the world coming into that room for healing on a level of what's called energy. And I'm an energy healer. I work with energy. I work at clearing blocks. I work at feeling. And now I'm a teacher, full-time teacher, a guide, I call myself, at the Pure Energy Healing Academy. So not often I have courses, but every few months, every now and again, I'll have a course. So people want to become a healer, but actually they really want to come and heal themselves predominantly, which normally happens first. And then you set off on a journey to, heal your whole life and then help others along the way. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this is because over the 13 years I've been healing thousands of people, there's certain patterns you see, certain things that you see that most other people don't see because they've never done what I've done over 13 years, and that's work every hour God sends kind of thing, because Spirit tends to use us when they think that we're able to help in certain ways. We all have that gift. Don't ever look at me and think, ooh, no, because you have a gift and Spirit will use you in certain ways to help other people. The only problem we have is that we're so in this crazy mindset and we worry and fear that Spirit says, well, they're not ready yet. But when you are ready and you open up, then Spirit will use you to help other people. That's kind of like what life's about, but most people don't get that. But it's okay. It's okay. We're getting there. We're all waking. We're all awakening, and that's a good thing. Today's topic is one which is really you've got to walk on eggshells with this one because the situation itself is so delicate that people get very, very upset. So I'm just going to lay out like I see it and like I felt it, and through my observations of healing people with this symptom and helping the families too through going through these things. I may try to bring a story to it, but I'll never ever mention names ever, because that's their client confidentiality is one of the main things that any true healer and reader would always abide by. That's not written in sand, or it's not part of a system that you have to. It's just you knowing. You keep your mouth shut and that's it, because really you're only doing a job and it's nothing personal. And actually, when you think about it, if you store all that information, you'll go crazy. So a lot of healers learn to let it all go and not even think about it again. But as I'm doing this talk, things come to me and I remember certain feelings and certain things that have happened. So it's taking a while this. So what's this all about? Okay, this is about what has been labelled as Alzheimer's. Okay, what is Alzheimer's and what's my take on Alzheimer's? A lot of people get so deeply hurt and feel so terrible when somebody starts on this journey of going down this challenge and this test. And a lot of you find it very, very challenging. And listen, I know how challenging it is. I've been in, homes, I've been in hospitals, I've been in people's homes and helped people who are in that very, very difficult state where they're maybe about to go into the light because it's just taken over them completely. So they're in that set of, well, there's nobody home. You've heard that expression. The lights are on, but nobody's home. And there's something in this, and that's what I'm going to try and tackle tonight. And hopefully I'll bring a little peace and comfort to you if you're going through this, or you know somebody who's going through it, who is trying to look after somebody who has severe dementia or Alzheimer's, whatever you want to call it. They're just names, they're labels, but to me it's something completely different. So what's my take on it? Well, I can tell you, I can share quite a few stories, but one would be of a famous footballer who used to come often, who was famous in the 70s and now not. He had a really big issue with a property he bought and land. As soon as he bought the property with his wife, everything went wrong. Diggers came and they said, "What are you doing?" And they said, "We're digging this land up." And they said, "No, no, we've just bought this land." No, 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 no. But then there was a big fight. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years down the line, this fight continued. And eventually, something's got to give, right? Something's going to blow, because it's like when you're in that frustration and worry and fear and anger, it's like you're sticking your foot down on an accelerator on a vehicle, and the wheels are spinning, but the vehicle's raised, so nothing's happening. You're not going anywhere, but you're burning. You can smell the burning till eventually the engine blows and it gives up. That's kind of like how I see it up here, on a level of that's one level, that's one energy to it. Where I'm going is a slightly different place, where you're gonna this is gonna really push your boundaries. Okay, it's gonna make you think, either Mark's gone doolally, and look, I ain't gonna buy into this, but that's okay. What I would like you to do is at least have an open mind and listen and hear me out. This certain footballer used to come when he was going through this process, and each time he'd come, it would get predominantly worse and worse. I think one of the last times I ever healed him was, I don't even think he remembers coming up the stairs. His wife led him up by the hands. I laid my hands over his head and just asked for the healing to come through, to pour through. And after the 1 hour, 2 days later, his wife contacted me and said, "Thank you so much. I've got him back." That's normally what's said, okay? And predominantly after that, it slips again. So even as a healer, we have to accept that, we're not here to heal people, but we're here to help them along a journey. A lot of people get this kind of mental thought that healers are meant to fix you, and that's not what it is. What a healer does is give you the energy to fix yourself. So whatever's cleared from you, now you're able to find this reawakening of power and inner healing to heal yourself. That's really what a true healer would say. Anybody else is just speaking on an ego level if they think that they're healing anybody, because they're not. They're not. They're just working with energy, and they know how to use it, and then they can say what they want. But anybody humble enough and says thank you for whatever's given to, they're the people that I think are the ones that I listen to and look up to and admire. So going back to this, that was basically the pattern. It was giving healing. They'd feel better for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, and then after 7 days it'd slowly, like, they'd go back to where they were, and unfortunately it would slowly get worse and worse over the years, until they move into the light and go home, which is a beautiful thing. It's not a beautiful thing for anybody who has to take care of somebody. It is probably one of the biggest challenges, and if you are going through that now, you are in my heart and prayers and soul. But let me tell you something that has helped a lot of people, because I've seen it firsthand and I've felt it. A lot of the times when it's become so severe and you're sat there and wondering what's going on, where is this person? I can now confirm something to you very beautiful, okay? Listen carefully. There is something very profound about the human body when it's not functioning on all senses. And what I recognize very quickly is that I recognize spirit. I recognize your spirit. I recognize your life force. I recognize everything about you when I lay my hands on you. That's because of years of practice of feeling. So when you come to me and you lay down and I lay my hands on you, I can feel you. I can feel thoughts. I can feel pain. I can feel emotional suffering. I can feel physical hurt. And I know where I need to go to help and heal and cleanse that away. But here's the thing. Many times that I've been into a home where you've been there with your husband or your wife, and it's almost like they're not there, I can reassure you something. When I place my hands on, there is nothing there. There is no spirit there. It is basically a body which is functioning, but in a spiritual sense, their spirit, their true self, has gone home already. And what happens, and I found this fascinating, and I battled with it. I've got to admit, I battled with it. I thought, no, they must be in here somewhere. But they weren't. The more years I was doing the same thing with many different, men and women who were going through this pain, they just were not there. But the strangest thing every now and again used to happen. And as I'm laying my hands on this body, this suit, this shell, all of a sudden I'd kind of come out again and feel them. And all of a sudden, they'd open their eyes and they'd be back again. And then their husbands and wife would smile and go, oh, and then they'd start speaking to each other. I realised, and I was battling with this, were they asleep spiritually, or were they gone, and did they come back? Well, I can only share what I believe. I can't say whether it's true or not, or where they go or not. But all I can tell you is what my belief system is. When you are with your partner and they are not there, I believe that's exactly what it is. I believe that their spirit has gone home and they are now with their family at peace. And every now and again they'll come back again because the physical body is still alive. So they're going back and forth. They're in and out, in and out, in and out. So you can look at them and say, there's nobody there. And I would agree with you. There isn't. This is something that's living, but the life force isn't there. And it probably goes against all of metaphysics. It probably goes against science. It definitely goes against science. And it goes against any a thinking mind. But all I can tell you is through my experience and what I feel, I've come to the conclusion that, you know what? When you are with them, you're holding their hand and you know there's nobody there. Take comfort and know that they're home with their family and they're at peace. I think I'm going to leave it at that. I've got nothing else to say. You take it or leave it. You call me what you want. It doesn't matter. That's my truth and that's my conclusion. And, I'm brave enough to say it because it is my truth. And if this helps one person going through the challenge and the test of such painful, emotional torture, because it is, I've seen it, you are truly in my heart and know you are amazing for what you're doing. And this test we give ourselves before we come here, I know you probably don't believe that and feel that, but let me tell you, whoever this man or woman is who you love and you're looking after, it is the most beautiful thing to know that they chose you to help them along this journey and their path, and they love you with all their hearts. And even if they're not there, they are in spirit and they're around you and they're watching you and they're saying thank you for taking care of what is predominantly just a shell, because their spirit lives on. They are not what you may think. They're not there, they're gone. No, their spirit is pure and powerful and loving, and they are around you and they are loving you and taking care of you as you are taking care of this shell. And when they pop back and forth, give them a big smile and a cuddle and say, I love you, because they love you too. Okay. All right, guys, from my heart to yours, have a lovely night. It's a bit emotional for me because it brings back a lot of memories. Okay, take care. Bye.